So here we are at the end. Well, not the actual end, but it looks like we aren't getting anything else good anytime soon. Shadowlands, the 8th expansion of World of Warcraft, a game that I've played since Wrath of the Lich King, a game that I've loved through the ups and the downs. But the question is, has this expansion been any good? When the end of BFA came along, I did a video like this and talked through what I liked about BFA, and told you guys if I actually liked it or not. Now, Battle of Azeroth got a lot of hate, some of which I agree with, but actually, and this is an unpopular opinion, I actually think the majority of it was pretty good. So it's the same for Shadowlands. The short answer is no. It didn't start off well. I totally understand that the delay for Shadowlands was partly because of the pandemic that hit the world, but I didn't feel the hype like I did for Legion or BFA at the start. Because of the delay, so many people had talked about what was coming in the expansion that when it dropped, there was nothing that I actually discovered that I didn't know about. The thing that Blizzard did, which I've always enjoyed, was the animation cinematics for each of the Covenants, just like the Warbringers cinematics that came with Battle for Azeroth. I thought all of them were great, apart from the Necrolord one, which was okay, but actually this made the others better. If I had to pick my best, it would probably be the Night Fae one, with the Kyrian just behind. Even though it's nearly been 2 years, I will still sometimes go back and re-watch these. Jumping into the expansion, leveling was okay, but just okay. I thought that I'd like the linear storyline, however, it made me appreciate the choice that BFA and Legion gave when you were leveling, with my favourite zone being Revendreth. Although it was the last leveling zone and I was pretty much losing my mind with leveling my main, it still kept me interested and engaged. Taking a look at Covenants. Now, I'm not going to spend a long time with these as I know there's already a lot of hate for these. And I'm going to say that I'm on the same page as people saying these things. Only thing I kind of liked about these was the storylines, but the first one, that's all. The fact that a lot of things were time gated behind completing the story was so annoying. Once I'd done it on my main, when leveling an ult, I just wanted to be able to jump into the end game, especially after taking the time to level and complete the main storyline all over again. Even at this point, I've only ever completed the Night Fae and Venthyr storylines. I completely lost interest with the other two. Even though the Kyrian storyline had Uther in it, one of my favourite characters in the entire Warcraft story. The Covenant systems were just garbage. I kind of like the special abilities, but the conduits were an overcomplicated version of the relics for the artifact weapons, which was just a roadblock to your progression. Even the mission table, with its new system, didn't reward anything good, which is why I left it. And now, because of the catch-up mechanics, I just have to level my minions up with tokens, and that's easy. I like that they thought of trying to do something like the class order halls, which worked really well in Legion, but it failed in Shadowlands dramatically. And that's a shame. Now, I'm not going to talk about Dragonflight in this video apart from this one comment. If they bring this type of system back in Dragonflight, they really need to take it back to the drawing board and use Legion as a source and leave Shadowlands alone. Raiding for me, personally, has been one of the worst points of the expansion compared to what we had in Battle for Azeroth. It was just disappointing. With only 3 tiers, I would have expected the raids to have been better quality, however, they were all just lackluster. There was no boss that I've thought, wow, this is cool. And if someone was to ask me which one was my favourite, nothing would pop into my head. If I had to pick one, it would probably be the Sylvanas fight at the end of the Sanctum of Domination. I've completely written off the last tier, and I got carried through it for my Ahead of the Curve achievement. And once again, although I have no experience with the other bosses, that achievement can get me into any group that I want. Now, I know it sounds like I've taken a massive turd on Shadowlands, and I have, but that's not the entire case. There have been 3 things in my opinion that have actually worked really well. First off is bringing back tier sets. This is one of the best things that comes from loot in Warcraft. Not having them in BFA not only ruined transmog for me, but I also love the feeling when you complete your 2 or 4 piece set bonuses, and I miss that in BFA compared to Legion. Second is the zones. Now, I don't think there's ever been a time, apart from Vol'dun, and you know what, I actually kind of like that, where I haven't liked the design of the zones. The art team have never let us down yet, so fingers crossed for the new expansion's zones. Finally, the thing that I've liked most about Shadowlands is, and this is going to surprise you, PvP. I know, me PvPing, it doesn't sound like it's true. Although this wasn't on my shaman. I've loved playing my priest both in arenas and battlegrounds throughout the expansion. It would have been great to get a new battleground, maybe based in Moldraxis, but it's been the most engaging part, and it's what I've been looking forward to getting in my vault each week. Although PvEing will always be my bread and butter, I know in the next expansion, when I become bored with that, I'll 100% jump into some PvP before putting WoW down. So, what are my overall thoughts for Shadowlands? Well, this is my first ever expansion where I actually didn't want to play WoW, and I can't believe I'm saying that. It's a shame because I felt like this expansion not only had the best chance to bring some stories to an end, but actually create new ones, and that just didn't happen in my opinion. I'll probably do another video about the Sylvanas storyline, but at this point, I don't even want to talk about it. I think it was that bad. Unfortunately to me, Shadowlands is going to go down in my history book as one of the worst expansions that Blizzard has ever given us. However, I guess there's a glimmer of hope that comes with all of this. If the development team are smart, they'll listen to the feedback that the players have given them and make sure that they don't do the same things in Dragonflight. But that's just my opinion. I want to know what you guys think of the expansion. Did you play throughout? And I haven't gone into that much detail about what I did and didn't like, so if you have any questions, then leave them in the comments below and I'll answer them.